Hello everybody and welcome to the official drawing for the inaugural Friendo Fight Night tournament. I put out the call on social media to a bunch of my friends from Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere else to put it on the line. Step in the ring if you dare. And we're gonna see in this Fight Night Champions simulated tournament which one of these 32 friendos will walk away as the champion. Now, for those of you who I contacted that you maybe didn't get back to me in time like you were supposed to, well, tough luck. We might see you in next year's tournament. But the names on the list here, we have good friend of the channel, of course. You would know him from Twitch, some certain YouTube videos as well. I am the Architect. The one and the only Pete Blackburn is taking part in this tournament. Chill Kofi on Twitch, also known as Kofi, of course, from Secret Base. Top Shelf Cookie, a just all-around great dude. I'd hate to see his character get knocked out. Crash Andrews, Sin for the win, of course, is taking part in this. Our good buddy Davos, another member of the Medium Elite Squad. Deke Slayer is in. My broadcast partner, one of them at least, from NHL Gamer, Mr. F5 Penguin. Another great streamer and Flow Daddy, one of the best NHL players on Earth, Gren, is in this. Coco Sports, Crofto, Leafer, Endo Mills, and Mills from twitch.tv/Mills. Monkey Dude, No Sleeves, Nuge, the O-Way. Rogue Pineapple, of course, Reaver, another great friend of the channel. Mr. Arcade Regiment, Richard Head himself, Sammy, of course, the world's biggest Cardinals fan. Sid's Light, also known, of course, as Sid. Snipe and Score, Tactics, Terrio, Tony Farrelly, Timo, my good buddy from the MLB community, Mr. West Coast. All of these guys are a part of this inaugural tournament, and pretty simple, we're going to spin the wheel and see what these matchups end up being. We're doing this for the fun of it. It's a stupid idea that I had from looking at a video that was posted on this secondary channel, or is going to be posted on the secondary channel, a challenge video in terms of controlling Butterbean and taking on Muhammad Ali. And it made the idea. We started off with Crash Andrews versus Deke Slayer. It was fun to watch. Said, hey, why not make a full tournament? The first name that is going to be drawn here is Timo. So Timo earns that nice little 1 seed. We're going to use this shitty-ass bracket creator for now. Don't even know why the hell it's zoomed in. This is awful. But you know what? I'm not putting too much work into this. I refuse. Can I move this, please? Nope. Cool. Timo, right there. Top of the list. Timo's opponent. His opponent is going to be... It's close. It is Sammy. So Timo versus Sammy to kick off this particular tournament. The battle of the NHL directory. I mean, not that Sammy doesn't take part in the NHL directory, but the battle of the NHL directory and the MLB directory, primarily with Sammy. It will not let me move this stuff, so that is perfectly okay. It is Timo versus Sammy. Our next matchup, the first participants, is going to be Mr. Sin for the win. Who will Sin take on in this particular tournament? Hoping for an interesting matchup. Maybe it's Endo Mills, a matchup of the podcast. Could be nice, but it will be Mr. E.G. Soul Reaver on Twitch. Reaver gets the call. The battle of East versus West. It'll be Sin against Reaver. Our third matchup here. Let's see what we got. Next name drawn. It was close, but it is going to be Kofi over Mr. Pete Blackburn. It was very, very close, but Kofi is in as that third matchup here, and Kofi will be taking on the man, of course, Kofi, who did the ridiculous how many points in Madden can you score challenge. He'll be taking on Monkey Dude. One hell of a dude, the Monkey Dude. I am excited for that particular matchup. Two of the nicest guys that you can possibly meet on Twitch. Check them both out. Monkey Dude 22 and of course Chill Kofi. God, I can't move this shit to center it. Hold on, selection. Hey, look at that. We're figuring out whatever the fuck this PDF filler thing is. Sure. Although I keep clicking Reaver's name and it's not moving over. Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's clean it up a little bit. Beaut. Look at that. Now we're cooking with gas. Our next matchup, we still have a lot of names on the wheel. Top Shelf Cookie is next. How interesting could this particular matchup be? Again, a lot of names. Maybe a Top Shelf Cookie versus No Sleeves. I could be down for that. No Sleeves versus Nuge. I could be down for that too. It's a shame a certain other Blue Jackets fan didn't get back to me. It is Architect, Mr. Architect. So one of the nicest guys in the community in Cookie against Architect, who is the biggest troll on earth. I'm all right with that particular battle. That's going to be an interesting one as well. Our next wheel spin. Still, of course, got a lot of names on the list. Crofto is in. A member of Homeland Esports, Homeland Gaming. Crofto joins up. He is in our 5th matchup. And we will see who he ends up being drawn against. I'm getting real tired. I need to just hit mute this site. There we go. It is going to be Mr. Snipe and Score against Crofto. So a battle of the NHL community. Granted, two completely different things. Crofto, an online player, and of course Snipe, one of our fellow masters of the roster editing side of things. Would have loved to have seen Snipe against Tactics. Snipe against myself. I didn't put myself into this tournament. Maybe we should next time out. Our next matchup is the left-hand side of the bracket's nearly done. It is Mr. Crash Andrews. Crash Andrews is in to kick off matchup number 6. And who will it be? Again, it was a Crash versus Deke Slayer matchup that inspired this entire idea, and it will be Crash against Flow Daddy. So Crash and Flow Daddy, two solid friendos to say the least. I mean, Flow's an incredible friendo. Crash he's one of the best friendos, though. I mean, they're all friendos. You're on this list, you're a friendo. That's all you need to know. That's a good place to be. Our next matchup, Pete Blackburn's name is finally on the board. Who will get the luxury of losing to Pete in round number 1? Who's it gonna be? The answer, No Sleeves and Pete Blackburn. I am here for this. Matchup number 7, bringing the heat. It is Sleeves against Pete Blackburn. I am ready for that battle. There will be some tremendous trash talking, I hope, between those two. Next up, the final matchup of the left-hand side of the bracket, we see Endo Mills, his name, off the board. And who will Endo take on? We can't get the battle of the podcast, although he and Sin could technically meet in the left-hand side conference final, so to speak. Endo Mills will take on the other Mills. Let's go. It's Mills versus Mills. Endo Mills against Outright Mills. Oh, God, this wheel is friggin' hilarious. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Loser has to change their name. As we'll be moving over to the right-hand side of the bracket where we see a Rogue Pineapple. Piney is the first man on that right-hand side of the bracket. And he will be taking on Tactics. I thought it was going to be Terrio. That'd be a great shit show of a battle. But Tactics on the right-hand side of the bracket. Excited to see what he can do there. No matchup against a fellow roster editor, but that is okay. We move on. The list of names getting shorter. Here we see Coco, the pride of Japan. Coco in the right-hand side, our 10th matchup here. Coco will be taking on whom? I did forget to take Coco's name out of there. No, I didn't, and it's going to be Owe. It is going to be Coco against the Owe. So the dream matchup of Owe against Nuge will have to take a back seat, as it will be Owe and Coco on our 10th matchup. Matchup number 11. We will start things off with Tony Farelli. Tony the first man involved, said he didn't consider himself much of a streamer. I disagree. Tony's still a friendo. Tony's still a good part of the community. And he's involved in this tournament. And he will be taking on West Coast. So again, a battle of the MLB community, the MLB friendos and the NHL friendos. We will see Mr. West Coast on that right-hand side in matchup number 11. Which brings us to number 12. Again, the wheel continuing to shorten, and we see Leifer on the board, on the clock here in matchup number 12. As Leifer will get his name out of there. Who will you be taking on? There's still some big names on the board here. Leifer will take on Gren. I'd like to see that particular matchup on the NHL side of things, but it is an outright NHL battle. Toronto versus Montreal in a way. It is Leifer against Gren. Let's keep it going. We are almost to the end here. Deke Slayer, his name is finally drawn in matchup number 13. Deke Slayer shall be taking on, I mean, there's some names here. This is going to be a battle of friendos in and of itself. It'll be Deke Slayer against Mr. Sid's Light. So Deke and Sid in matchup number 13. Very excited for that one. And with that, you can see 3 matchups left to be decided. And the first person in this next matchup is going to be Mr. F5 Penguin. As we kick things off there, is there a battle of the commentators? Perhaps. I mean, it could be if it's Davos. If it's Davos, might we have the battle of the commentators? But it is not meant to be. Terry O steps into the ring with F5 Penguin. Terry's tried his hand at commentary a few times. F5 Penguin and Terry O. Davos, Nuge, Arcade Regiment, and Richard Head. The final names available. And we kick off our penultimate matchup with Arcade Regiment. Another noted Leafs fan. A wrestling fan as well. He likes hockey, he likes wrestling. Of course we're friends. Arcade Regiment is in. And his opponent will be either Nuge, Davos, or Richard Head. And it will be Nuge. Boston versus Toronto one more time. Arcade Regiment against Nuge in matchup 15, which means we know matchup 16, baby. It's the main event. Davos and Richard Head, matchup number 16. That is the bracket, as ridiculous as it is. Timo v. Sammy, Sin and Reaver, Kofi and Monkey Dude, Top Shelf Cookie and Architect, Crofto. Let's put some respect on your name. Crofto and Snipe and Score. Oh my God, the typo. There we go. Crofto and Snipe and Score, Crash Andrews and Flow Daddy, Pete Blackburn and No Sleeves, Endo Mills versus Mills. A Rogue Pineapple and Tactics, Coco and Oway. You have Tony Farrelly and West Coast, Leifer and Gren, Deke Slayer and Sid, F5 Penguin and Terrio, Arcade Regiment and Nuge, and again Davos and Richard Head. We will be starting this tournament very, very soon. Very excited to see how this all plays out. This is going to be a shit show, and I am here for it.